What's up, nieces and nephews? Deadly Uncle Fresh here. Just thought I'd stop in and talk to you a little bit about a spray routine in case you don't have one. Um, I've noticed a lot of people when they first start out on colognes, fragrances, they'll spray these two sprays and think that that's very strong. But two sprays is a great way to test a fragrance, but when you want it to last you the whole day, I highly recommend at least a minimum of 5, and then adjust it accordingly from the fragrance you're wearing. This is where the research and everything comes in handy, because it'll give you a better sense on how the cologne is going to perform and how many sprays you'll have to adjust it to. For instance, where did I put it? Okay. So this is a clone of Creed Aventus. It is Club de Nuit Intense Man. And this one here, it projects fairly good. It's a smoky, pineapple-y fragrance. Like the whole thing with Creed Aventus is it has batch variations. Some came out smoky, some come out fruity, some come out well balanced. This one is the smoky part of it, so you're gonna get a lot of smoke out of this. A little bit of freshness on top of the pineapple and stuff. But with this one, it comes off, some people have compared it to like a lemon pledge cleaner. Very harsh in the beginning. That burns off pretty quick. I give it about 5 minutes and it's gone. And you'll start to really see the magic of this one. It's one of my favorite scent profiles, so I highly recommend checking them out. But as my spray routine, I adjust this one heavily because it projects hard and it is a pretty strong fragrance. So I will adjust my fragrance sprays from minimum I do 8, and with this one I'll be doing like 5. But yeah, that's because of the strength of it, and I've gotten to know it, and I know how it projects, I know how it smells, and I know that with your body heat this is going to change that smell. So I adjust my sprays accordingly to that one, because it's a pretty strong fragrance, but that's kind of why I like it. It's not in your face, it's just something pleasant to smell. But if I put on too much of it, it becomes cloying, and it doesn't become so pleasant to smell, and people will be like, oh, what the heck is that? Because it's an overpowering fragrance. Whereas this one, Tommy Bahama St. Bart's, is an eau de cologne concentration, and I could literally douse myself in this, and within about 2 hours it'll probably be gone because of the concentration. Everything else, my body heat will burn it off, or it'll absorb if I have dry skin. That's one thing you can do to help with longevity of this is make sure you're hydrated, your skin, and you can try Vaseline. It'll help with longevity. But that's the fun part about knowing your fragrance and what you're using it. Where you're going to be is the other factor. Like if you're going to be in an enclosed space for, let's say you're taking a bus ride or something, and you're going to be on there for hours on end, I wouldn't recommend something super strong like Club Dinwiddie Intense Man over here. But if you wanted to, you could, but the other people on the bus would be like, man, you're so strong, it's giving me a headache. So knowing your fragrance and adjusting your sprays will help with that. Same thing goes for this one, Versace Eros. It's gotten dubbed as a clubbing fragrance. Back in the day, guys would just douse themselves in this and go to the club. And yeah, so everybody thinks it's a clubbing fragrance. But you can get away with this in an air-conditioned office type setting. It's all about adjusting those sprays. I would do possibly 3 sprays, 2 on your pulse points, 1 on your back of your neck, and that should cover you. It'll give you that fresh apple minty opening, which dries down to a powdery vanilla after a while. So this can be used in high heat or office settings, and you can get away with it. It's just all about knowing your fragrance, knowing how to spray it, where to spray it, and you can pull off fragrances like this that you think are just meant for going out to the clubs and doing all that stuff, but you can actually use it as an office scent, and it smells quite pleasant. And this is where all that research comes in handy. You're sitting there just like, oh, okay, I know what this is going to perform like. And then you just adjust the sprays accordingly to what you're going to be doing, how your body reacts to it. That's another thing, because if you're running hot all the time, your body's going to burn that off pretty quick. And if you're dehydrated, it's going to absorb it even quicker. So there's some things that help with your spray routine. Like say you're dehydrated and your cologne gets absorbed faster than usual. So this is all the things you're going to have to experiment with. But as you can see, I had a lot to experiment with. So I know a little bit about it, but now I'm still learning too. So I just thought I'd come on, pass that on to you guys. Hopefully it'll help you. So knowing your fragrance and adjusting your sprays accordingly will let you wear fragrances you thought you couldn't wear in the summer or in a higher heat, or vice versa. Summer fragrances in the cooler weather. It's all about the sprays. So don't be scared to pull that trigger on that atomizer, but be careful with it. Alright, stay deadly fresh, people.